Hi guys, welcome once more to another video in our YouTube channel. So in today's video we are going to be looking at the topic motion of connected particles. So we are going to be solving a tutorial question, and it is a past Cgce question, that is June 2021 Pure Maths with Mechanics paper 3 question. Alright, so for those who have not subscribed to the channel yet, endeavor to subscribe, turn on your notifications so that whenever videos have been uploaded you always be notified. If the video is good, make sure you like the video, comment your areas of difficulties in the comment section. Alright, so let's get started. So here is a question that came in June 2021 Pure Maths with Mechanics paper 3 on connected particles. So the question reads: figure 2 above shows a block P of mass 2 kg which lie on a rough horizontal table. The coefficient of friction between P and the table is half. P is connected by two light inextensible strings passing over two smooth pulleys to block Q and R of masses m kg and 7 kg respectively. The blocks hang freely and the system is released from rest with both strings taut and the hanging part vertically. Given that the tension in the string PQ is 37.5 newtons, find A, the acceleration of the system, B, the value of m. Arrow strikes the horizontal ground 2 seconds after release and does not rebound. Assuming that in their subsequent motion P and Q do not reach the pulleys. C, calculate the new acceleration of the system and the new tension in the string PQ. Alright, so this is a question, so we are going to analyze the question together and solve the various parts A, B, and C. Alright, so let's get started with the solution to this problem. So first of all, we are going to draw the various forces that are acting on the various bodies. We are going to indicate their directions as well. Alright, so the first thing is that we have block P. The mass is 2 kg. It lies on a rough horizontal table, so the table is rough, so there is friction. That is why you have been given the coefficient of friction between the table and the mass P to be half. Now P is connected by two light inextensible strings. Inextensible means that it does not extend. So here is the first string that is connecting P to R, and here is the second string that is connecting P to Q. Alright, so those two strings passes over two smooth pulleys. So smooth pulleys means that the pulley is not rough, so there is no friction. So you are not going to resolve any force concerning the pulley because they are smooth. Alright, now you have our block Q and R of masses m kg and 7 kg respectively. So that give you the masses of Q and R. Now the blocks hang freely, as you can see, and the hanging parts are vertical when the system is set to the blocks hang freely and the system is released from rest, so the bodies start moving. Okay, now the tension in the string PQ is 37.5, so the tension in the string that connects P to Q is 37.5. Alright, so the first question is that we should find the acceleration, but before that, like I said, we are going to indicate the various forces that are acting. So we first of all begin with the body Q. The weight is acting downwards and is going to be mg because the mass is m kg. Now going to the arrow, it has a mass of 7 kg, so the weight is going to be 7g. Alright, now going to the mass P, you have the mass is 2 kg. The block P, sorry, the mass is 2 kg, so the weight is going to be 2g. Alright, now the body is moving in this direction. The body is moving in this direction, so that's the direction of acceleration. Okay, so with that, we can now indicate the various tensions in the strings. So the tension in the string here, we are going to give its value. The tension in the string here, we are going to give its value. Now we're being told that the tension in the string that connects P to Q is 37.5, but I'm just going to call it T1. Now the tension in the string connecting P to R, we have no information about it, so I'm going to call it T2. Now this tension T1 here is the same tension that is going to act here because this very string continues. It connects P to cure. And remember, the tension always acts towards the pulley. That is why T1 is acting towards the pulley here, and this guy here will also be acting towards the pulley. So we can also call it T1 because it is the same string. Now, since the table is rough, it means that there is friction and it opposes the motion of the body. The body is moving in this direction to the right, therefore the frictional force is going to oppose the motion of the body. I can call the frictional force F. Now, this tension as well is acting towards the pulley, and it is the tension between the tension in the string that connects the block P to the block R. So we can also call it T2. Now, since there is friction, it means we need the normal reaction of my body P. So the normal reaction is going to be acting vertically upwards, perpendicular to the table. So we can call it N. Alright, so that is all for the various forces and the various forces and their directions that we have indicated. Now, the frictional force, we can look for the frictional force. So the frictional force is the coefficient of friction between the table and block P times the normal reaction of the block P. Now, the coefficient of friction was given to us in the equation as half, and then the normal reaction when P is in equilibrium, you see the upward force is equal to the downward force. So our N is equal to 2G. So it means our frictional force is equal to half times 2G, which is G. Remember, our G is 10 as it was given. Alright, so the very first question is asking us to find the acceleration of the system. So to find the acceleration of the system, first we are going to come out with the equations of motions of each of the particles involved. So we have particle Q, particle P, and particle R. Now let us analyze particle Q. We know the Newton's second law of motion. It says that the net force is equal to the mass times the acceleration. So if you come to particle Q, the net force is simply the forward force minus the backward force. So the net force is T1 minus mg, which is equal to ma, because the mass is m, we don't know the mass. Now for particle P, you see it is moving in this direction to the right. It means the net force is going to be T2 minus the sum of the resistive forces to be equal to its mass, the mass times the acceleration. Remember, the acceleration of this system, that is the acceleration of Q, is the same as the acceleration of P, which is the same as the acceleration of R. Alright, so for particle P, we have T2 minus T1 plus F to be equal to 2A. Why? Because the mass is 2. So it was supposed to be equal to ma, but since the mass is 2, we just replace it with 2. A is the acceleration of the system. Alright, now for particle R, we have now downwards 7g minus T2 to be equal to 7a. Alright, so we have gotten the three equations of motions of these particles using our Newton's second law of motion. Now, our objective of part A is to find the acceleration of the system. So to find the acceleration of the system, I think we cannot use this equation, because in this equation we have two unknowns. So having two unknowns, we cannot compare it with any of these other equations. So we are just going to keep this equation stand still, and then we work with the equation of motion of particle P and the equation of motion of particle R to get the acceleration of the system. Alright, now this guy here, we can just replace the value of T1. The T1 was 37.5. Our G is 10, so we have 37.5 minus 10m equal to ma. Now this guy here, our T2 is unknown, we don't know it. Our T1 is 37.5, and then our F is G, which is 10. Alright, so from there, you add 37.5 to 10, you get 47.5. So T2 minus 47.5 is equal to 2a. And lastly, our particle R, G is 10, so we have 7 times 10, 70 minus T2 is equal to 7a. Alright, so we are going to group these two equations, that is T2 minus 47.5 equal to 2a, and then 70 minus T2 equal to 7a. Maybe we call equation 2 and equation 3, provided this is equation 1. We solve these two equations simultaneously to get the value of a. We can also get the value of T2, but we don't need it. Alright, so to solve these two equations simultaneously, we just need to add the two equations so that T2 should disappear. Adding the two equations, you are going to get 70 minus 47.5, which is 22.5, and then 7a plus 2a is 9a. So from there, we divide both sides by 9, and then we get our value of a to be 2.5 meters per second squared. Alright, the B part of the equation is asking us to find the value of m. Remember, m is the mass of my particle Q. Alright, so to find the value of m, I can now use this equation which says 37.5 minus 10m is equal to ma. Since I know the value of a, it means that I can add 10m on both sides of the equation. Adding to this side, I'm going to factor out the m, and then I will have m into 10 plus a. But since we have gotten the value of a as 2.5, we get 37.5 to be m into 10 plus 2.5. Alright, 10 plus 2.5 is 12.5. It means our m is equal to 37.5 divided by 12.5. Simplifying, you get your m to be 3 kilogram exactly. Alright, now the next part of the equation tells us that the block arrow strikes the horizontal ground 2 seconds after release and does not rebound. Assuming that in the subsequent motion, P and Q do not reach the pulleys. Now, question C is asking us to calculate the new acceleration of the system and the new tension in the string PQ. Okay, so when this particular block arrow strikes the ground, you see that there's not going to the tension in the string that joins P and R is going to be 0 because it is at rest. When it strikes the ground, it is at rest, so there is no tension again. Alright, so since there is no tension, now we can now get the new equations of motions of particle Q and particle P. We don't care about particle R again because it does not affect the motion of the system since it is at rest. Alright, so for particle Q, we are going to have the same direction. We have T1 minus mg, but m is 3 and g is 10. We have calculated m. Alright, so we have T1 minus 30 is equal to ma. Our m is 3, so we have 3a. Now this a here now is a new acceleration of the system. Alright, now for particle P, we are going to get T2 minus the sum here. So it's basically just coming back here and replacing our T2 with 0 because when block R hits the ground, it is at rest. So with that, there is no tension in the string that links P to R. So our T2 here is 0. So we just have here we are going to have 0 minus T1, then minus F. What is our F? Our F is 10 because it is G. Alright, so from there we equate it to 2a. Okay, so we have two equations and we need to find the new acceleration of the system and the new tension in the string. So the new tension in the string, though I still call it T1, yeah, I still call it T1 though. Alright, so we need to find T1 and A from equation star and equation star star. So if we add the two equations, firstly, T1 is going to disappear. On the left hand side, we are going to get what? We are going to get negative 40, and on the right hand side, we are going to get 5a. So with that, we see that it is actually deceleration. So the acceleration will be negative 8 meters per second squared. But the negative sign indicates that the system was in a state of deceleration. Alright, now from there, from equation star, we can get the value of T1, sorry, our T1 is 3a plus 30. Where our a is negative 8 meters per second squared. It means our T1 is equal to negative 3 times negative 8 plus 30. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24 plus 30 gives us 6. So it means our T1 is equal to 6 newtons. So we have completed the equation. Endeavor to subscribe to the channel if you found the video interesting. Like the video if the video is good. Give your comments in the comment section what you feel about the video. Good luck in your GC and see you later.